Wag.
Hey everyone. It is Thursday, right? Better be Thursday. Hello, it's Thursday. How's it going? day one of asking for a Macos 2.0 from Paul. That's a really rough timing. You don't want a Macos 2, don't worry about it. You'll find out tomorrow. Anyway, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. Today we're gonna probably talk about orcs, but just generally just chat.
We get the psychic stuff before dem Dusty Beaky's cause was the best. What?
Alright, today's first of all, thank you for the super chat. And Mameda, thank you for the 20 months of membership. The way text to speak says "wah" is very funny. Because for Mameda it just went "wah," and that one just went "wah." So I feel like that's gonna be the meme. It's a very cynical way of getting money, true, but also "wah." Exactly. Fritters, thank you for the £5.
Wag.
That sounded like I said wank, but it said wag, but very, very funny. How have you been a while since last caught stream? It's been a while since I've streamed. Actually, it's been a week. Did I stream last week? Was it last week? No, it was earlier this... When did I stream? I honestly don't know. I'm going to be so real with you. I don't know where I am. Hello, first stream. Hello, welcome on. This is all a bit funny. There will be a video tomorrow, finally. I apologise for there not being a video for like a month. I got complacent because the gaming channel video did really well, and therefore I could totally take a break. It wasn't me spending ages on this video. It took far too long. Yeah, we're just going to chat about orcs. We're going to chat about Warhammer. Last stream was 7 days ago. Perfect, thank you, and hello. Are there any paint products banned in the UK used for Warhammer? I don't think so. At least not that I'm aware of. If there is, I haven't used them. Because that would be illegal, I guess. But a few collabs recently. Yeah, that's true. It wasn't yesterday. When did I do the commentary? Was that Monday? That was Monday. That was a long game. That was a 6-hour game. I still have my game to do for the first round. Some people are already doing their second round games. I'm behind. But the first round will get there eventually. Actually, WCC, I didn't watch any of the games, but I kind of kept up with the results. I was spoken to Toby about it. When are we getting a new video? Tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a new video. I've actually done it. It's finished. It's not uploaded, but it's finished. And like everything's ready to go. Took way too long for this video. You know about stuff? Thank you very much. You'll learn quickly that I am. So there you go. When I first GT last weekend, and I felt the need to explain to all my opponents that I'm not playing Orks because they're really good, but because it's my own. Don't worry about it, honestly. Like, I don't know how good you are at the game, but don't worry, people will find out pretty quick whether that's true or not. Because people who are good at the game, it doesn't matter if they're using Orks. If the Orks are good, The people who aren't very good at the game, if they're using Orks, will still be bad at the game. Because that's not how it works. I'm playing Speed Freak today, I'm not, no. Wanted to purchase a Stomper, you're spying on my brainwaves. I mean, Stompers look like they're going to be rad. They look nasty, sick nasty. I'm assuming that they're going to, like, just increase points and everything. What are your thoughts on killer cans and flash kits having multiple range weapon options? In what way? I can't remember what's happening with them. Also, not gonna be one of those ones that dies immediately, but you ward. Isn't new tabletop Stronghold man case coming out today? Yes. So I have an advert ready next week, or for this week actually, for tomorrow. For a new thing, which is very exciting in the Mad Case universe. What's the chance to get a Marine supplement codex before a Chaos one? Fairly likely, because they usually try and put a supplement out pretty early. Rip Shock Jumper Scrapjet? Yeah. New Greater rules give it 40 in a single battle wagon? That's very funny. Yeah, the buggies thing combining makes sense. I mean, at least you could just, like, all your Orc buggies can all look different and they all be the same. That's kind of fun. You know what they did to Killer Cans? I think that's also, like, that's one of the ones where they kind of just made it so, like, it's just, like, one loadout, right? Go and find a Killer Can to look at. It's going to be in here somewhere, I'm sure. None of these. Nope. Why did the person who took the photos of the leak take them from so far away? You know you can move the phone closer to the thing. Also, leaked it, so don't try and like hide by it being just badly cropped. I don't know. Very strange decision. And the Gork and Morkanauts are cool. Literally, none of these have the thing I'm looking for. Please. Please send help. Oh, Death Dread. That's the Death Dread. Oh no, it's Killer Cans you're talking about. Not Death Dread. Death Dread is the one they combined a bunch of stuff. Well, each big shooter can be replaced with stuff. How many big shooters does it have? One. Yeah, so it should be fun. What are we talking about? I don't know what's going on. Thank you so much for your content. It's got me back to 40k for something. It's 4th? Hell yeah. New 1 DP detachment race to make a Stomper character. That would be fun. I mean, they made the planes one. Like, you can have aircraft. Have you got the Google Doc with it collated and rotated to be the right way? No, I don't. And I'm probably not going to look at that too much. It's just upsetting that the Boomdacker Snazwagon naming's gone. That is the main problem, really. Like, they should have just made it so all the data sheets will Boomdacker Snazwagon. Do you think you should get another Madcase 2.0? No. Because you should wait like a day to get Madcase 3.0 instead. What if insurance is Grot hiding in armor? That would be interesting. Yeah, New Gaz is mad. Killer Cans and Flash Kits now have a weapon choice of a close range, medium range, and long range, and each model can use any weapon, making them very versatile. I mean, that's cool. They've kind of done that with a lot of things. Like, it looks like sweep profiles are going to just become cleave, which is kind of cool. What's the perks of 3.0? Find out tomorrow for the ad, because it is better. It has more magnets, which is the main thing. What the Marines gonna look like? So the rumor I've heard is that the Marines are going to like T5 and stuff like that. which assumedly that like, with how insane some of these things are, like they're going to reduce the number of like models on the table, which is what everyone wanted anyway, right? Resolutions boys will get a new kit at some point, maybe. It could also be like bundled into like knobs or something. What are we doing today? We're just gonna we're just yapping today. Yapping about orcs. Yapping about other stuff. I realised, so I've got a problem as well with the first game of the Chrono Cup, which is Asher Vale's thing. Because me and Slam Sector, Jordan from Slam Sector, the last people to go. I've played my list a few times now. It's not very good. My list isn't very good. I played a game against Toby yesterday, day before, where he took my Raven Guard list and I took a Drukhari list that I'd never used before, and I screwed up the first 2 turns and still almost brought it back and won. It was like 97 to 85 or something. Drukhari are a lot of fun, by the way. Drukhari are awesome. But Chaos Marines are not going to get it. No, we'll see. It would be interesting to see if Marines and Chaos Marines go in a different direction. Did I get into the Armageddon box? Yeah, I've got some of the Armageddon box done. I haven't built the Orks yet. When is the game planned for? Likely to select next Wednesday. It's on Monday, so it's just before. And I think it's good. I think even if the slate came out earlier than that, we'll probably go with the pre-slate version, just so it like all of round 1 is on the same thing. Obviously, round 2 will be different because some people have had to get it done early. I think Eddie did his round against Glacial Geek, and there's a round tonight, I think. I think it's Tactical Tortoise versus Abby Steeler. And then finally, you'll have access to the real game that you've all been waiting for, which is Borders Battle Stuff and Screaming Ravens versus a bunch of land speeders. Looks have a lot of combi weapons or weapons with multiple profiles for having more set in stone weapons. I think it's probably better now that combi weapons are like the split version. I do like that. Means you can kind of have they can be more useful in more situations, especially if the idea is the number of models on the table is going down. You don't want to have to be so specialized into each thing. I don't know. Ever thought about making dedicated battle reports or playing games on camera live? I mean, I've played Battle Barn. I am going back to Battle Barn soon, actually, in the next few weeks. For me to actually make my own battle reports and using cameras and stuff, absolutely not, because I've seen the setups you need for that shit. And no thank you. I don't have the space. I don't have time. I don't have the money. And unless you want to hear, you know, YouTube's text-to-speech say "wah" in numerous silly ways, I still won't have the money. And it's a lot. A lot. Hey, look, speaking of the devil. Hey Eddie, how's it going? No money? Yeah, I mean we're Warhammer players. That's the one thing that unites us all is our lack of money. I'm also a YouTuber, so you know my money is based pretty much entirely on people giving me money and ad revenue, which is tenuous at best. My Knights list was winning too much, so I'm changing it up to a triple Wraith Knight list. Yeah, looking for a rematch. I have a couple of list ideas in mind based on what I have. So I'm just waiting for the data slate now to see if it's still going to work. You know what I miss? You know what I've really missed since playing 11th? I've missed my Invictors, my Invictor Tactical War Suits. Those things are so good. So good. And I missed using them. I'll tell you what, the reason I've really missed them is when I played that game against Toby with Drukhari, having just 2 Chronoses around was just so nice to have just like one hiding out, like just having them hide out at the back and then they can like swoop in later. Also, one of my Chronoses in that game survived an entire volley from 6 Devastated Centurions. It took 3 damage. a Kronos, which is a 50-point unit, or like a 55-point unit if it's on its own, tanked 380 points worth of shooting. He was also standing on an objective. He took 3 wounds. 3. That's some horse shit. Excuse me. Invictus weren't sent to Legends. I just haven't had them in my lists in 11th. Because I've been trying other things. But I really, really miss them. They're so useful. I feel like the way I play, they're just so nice to have around. If you underestimate the battle report channel play on, it says each report takes about 100 man hours. Oh yeah, probably. Like, even just doing it live, there's so much that goes into that. Like, I've seen the Battle Barn, I've seen Tabletop Tactics Studio as well. There's just cables and cameras and lights and just this shit everywhere. We've got to have all of the terrain with all like the little stones. Got to have all the mats, all the armies in some cases, the computer equipment, the microphones. It's a lot. So I miss playing Paul and the dice doing inconceivable things. Yeah, every time you play JP, the problem is you just can't use melters because they will just never wound me. They just refuse. I haven't actually played. I still haven't played that many games of 11th. I'm kind of waiting for things to like steady out. I'm probably gonna invest more time properly trying to make lists and go to more tournaments when the Codex for Space Marines comes out, because it makes more sense to wait for that than kind of like go super hard right now and then go, oh, everything's gonna change anyway. Barak has a setup now. That's cool. Yeah, I think a few people are trying to get like setups, or at least some. Like, I know there's like easier setups you can do, but you also need the space. I don't have a space. I know how. I can't play 40k in my house right now. 44 Terminator CLGT. That would be very funny. I do need to get my revenge on Space Wolves eventually. Got any army recommendations for newbie? Sisters, Death Guard, Necrons, and Tau interest me the most. Necrons are usually always pretty good. There's always a lot of variety you can get in Necrons, and they're quite easy to build and paint because they're just metal. Death Guard are always like fine, and again they're very cohesive, so all the model range is very cool. Sisters, I think, is probably a more difficult army to play, but they're also cool. And then Tau's an interesting one because I think if you really like that style, it's really fun, but it's also a very different playstyle to other things because it's all shooting, and that might change up in the as we get towards codexes and stuff. But my favorite orc unit currently, based on looks, Stomper. Stomper's cool as hell. I love it. Or the new characters. Both. In fact, Gaz is really cool. The Wazdacker guy is cool. The new guy, I can't remember his name. They're all really cool. They're all very cool. Eventually I can get all the Ogre and Bulgrin. That would be fun. And this is looking warm, and goddamn, do I need a new Transm model? I should get that book at some point. I loved Inverted Divine. Your opinion on Makari's death? He's become a token, which is good because Makari was annoying. That 2-up Invun was just a nightmare. And I played Drukari, so I know what that's like. Bauman! Eddie, thank you for becoming a member. I may reciprocate if I don't lose next time I go to the Battle Barn. Also, Necraft being supported. I think the way that I like what they've done, because they've basically gone. Okay, there's 2 types of aircraft. There's your Storm Raven type, which is like basically a transport, and then there's actual gunships. So let's just like gunships and bombers. Let's just split them out. Like, so Storm Raven is now just a flying transport, which is way easier. What you're saying is you'll pay me £3.50 to let you win. Well, I mean, if you're off for him. To start a war, what type would it be? It'd be an Orkish war. An Orks war, as it were. Orkish war, thank you for the 17 months.
Hello big man, I'd quote you have, but someone posted the entire codex on docs. Want the link? I think I will kinda jump ship to K47 reason, Werewolves.
I don't need the document, to be honest. I know there has been leaks. I'm not really going to look through every single thing because I'm lazy. And I don't play Orcs. But the stuff I've seen and the stuff they've revealed is kind of cool. What's the going price for Freddos right now? Anyone know what the Freddo economy is looking like? A Freddo's 35p. That's 10 Freddos. That's 10 whole Freddos. 10 whole Freddos, man. Should I get some insurance now that they might go to Legends? Don't know if they go to Legends. They might not. It's up to you. I mean, honestly, probably not. Like, if they're going to go Legends imminently, you will have to buy them, build them, pay them, and use them in that time. They're cool models. If you just want to have the models for the model's sake, then go for it, because they are cool models. Yeah, the Nazarek is the new character in it. He's really cool. What is a Freddo? A Freddo is a frog character-shaped chocolate bar, which is the backbone of the UK economy. I will take no further questions. Well, sorry, the super OP is a horde army or OP is an elite army? Yeah, it really depends how things shape out. It looks like you can be very specialized with it, which would be cool. They used to be 20p as early as I can remember. They're no longer 20p. This enrages the Britain. True. Other questions for anyone except you can ask other questions on other subjects, but no more Fredonomics. Eddie is stomping his way through the competition right now in the Corona Cup. He's already two wins in. I haven't even started. I'm not even off the starting blocks. He's already zooming. Yeah, I commented on the Horma one and Eric from Warhammer game. That was an interesting game. It was a fun one. It was fun to hang out. It took a while. I think Eric was both learning his army and Tabletop Simulator, and then Horma one, it was like midnight. It was very funny. Good game though. But I think I saw a bunch of stuff in that game where I was like, I have ideas of what plays you can make, but problem is I can't make them in my own games. One of those things where you watch other people and you go, oh, I see what you can do, but when you're actually trying to, you're in there thinking about it, it just doesn't work. Actually, it's went from 2 wounds to 3 wounds, just like Knobs. Yeah, I think, Knobs going to 3 wounds is interesting. Let's start over. Would you still go for Marines or a different army? You have to play a different minigame. Which one looks most interesting? Honestly, if I went to play a different minigame, it would probably... Honestly, it would probably be Middle Earth, just because friends of mine around here play a lot of that. And so it would be easy to get into. Age of Sigmar looks quite fun. Or Gaslands. I'd get into competitive Gaslands. Because I don't even know there is competitive Gaslands. Or non-competitive Gaslands. Gaslands great. Love Gaslands. I think I probably would still go for Marines, maybe. I have played one game with Drukhari, and I want to play more Drukhari. Drukhari is a lot of fun. It feels like how I play my Space Marines, but you have more options. Kind of cool. But I think a lot of people are overacting how good new Orcs are. Look super good, but I think Space Marine book will give good context comparison. There's two things that are going to give good context comparison. One is going to be the points. Realistically, it's going to be points. Like, if you see Gaz being like 400 or something stupid, and, you know, stuff going up, then we were like, okay, so you've got a lot of power within those units, but you have less of them, so you have to be more careful. Space Marine book will be interesting as well. The rumor I heard that's been going around a while, again, it's just a rumor, it may be complete bullshit, is that, like, Custodians are going to be real, like, pretty much like one-man armies. Like, you get so few Custodians, because Custodians now you get loads, far too many, and it's just that's too many options to 4-up. So that might be different. They pick on 5s, it's fair. That is an interesting thing, isn't it? Like, I would rather they have orcs hit on 6, just straight up, but it's all lethal, so it's kind of... But that'd be weird, because you just make your, like, then strength doesn't matter at all for a orc weapon. Which is weird, you know what I mean? 1-point detachments, like orcs got for Space Marines. Yeah, they I think that's how it's looking to be. Like, a lot more 1 DP detachments, which is interesting. Well, they may... That is another way of balancing out a codex, right? Like, do you... Like, you don't have to have everything be the same. You could have some codexes with very few detachments, but they're all very, very strong and, like, 2 and 3 pointers. And then others are just, like, have tons of 1 pointers. Like, a Drukhari codex would be really interesting if it was just lots and lots and lots of 1 points. And then you pick and choose how you want to build your real space raid. We didn't get a lieutenant in the Armageddon box, did we not? Oh no, we got an ancient, didn't we? Yeah. I mean, he's like a lieutenant. I'm assuming the orc points will happen in the next status late because it'll be preparing for the codex. But a bunch of 2 to 3 cost orc ones 1 point. Well, we don't know that, do we? Right? Because it hasn't actually said. They made them 1 point like, but maybe that's how they're balancing stuff out. We don't know. Bring back the weapon skill table to make it range from 2 plus 6 plus. The weapon skill table was stupid, unfortunately. The way they're doing it now makes a lot of sense. That was the one thing I don't like with Middle-earth, is going back to having to go, okay, this versus this, okay, what do I need? Like, it's just, this is just so, it's snappy, it's quick, it's easy. I like it. The True Day resubscribed for 10 months. Likely not going to actually work on the stream, because the Twitch stuff still doesn't work on streams. Nearly a year. Had fun in the Scrumland Cup. Somehow did better running an Oops or Dreadnoughts meme list I did with Hatch of Tat list. Hey, there you go. Thank you for the $2 super chat as well.
Have you seen Invincible? If so, do you like it?
I saw the first season and I enjoyed it. And then it turns out there's like 3 more seasons and I don't watch enough TV to care. So, first season was fun. 11th game is taking a lot longer to complete. See, I saw a bunch of Reddit threads on it. I think Tactical Tortoise, Trevi on Tactical Tortoise was talking about that, but I have not had that experience. I have, in fact, had my games be quicker. When I went to the tournament, most of my... Even the games that were close, we got through all 5 rounds very easily. I think it's... So there's 2 things. The first one, I think, is just people still getting used to the new rules, which is fine. The second thing, which is the thing that this is the thing that is wild to me, and I think it's wild to a lot of the players in the UK, is everyone's going, oh, the games are taking so long because you have to set up the terrain every single game. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You had to do that every single game anyway. Like, in UKTC, you always set up the terrain. Terrain does take longer to set up now. It's a little bit more complicated, but setting up the terrain is absolute standard and has been fine. And I think that is causing weird, like, problems where people suddenly have to do their own work. What packs entrance because of you as well? Worth the purchase? Hell yeah. I have a list now. It's actually got 9 Centurions in it. Even though I don't think they're very good. Again, 6 Centurions didn't kill a Kronos. It didn't even... It like half held to Thronos. It took 3 wounds off it. Or maybe it was 4. No, yeah, it was 4. It took it down to 3 wounds left. So it did 4 damage to a Kronos, which is a T7 7-wound model. With a, what? 6 up Invuln and a 5 up Feel No Pain. I painted it on hands. You should paint on your models instead, but... No. Yeah, the WAR rule is interesting as well. The fact you can get WAR more often, that was one of the big complaints with Orcs, is it's like you have a one round, what's it called? A 1 round army rule. Was it just really lucky? pretty much. I mean, think about it this way. It's... Was it? It was on an objective. Or was it? It must have been on an objective. For it to be so crazy. And if it was on objective, surely it would have worked. You're hitting on 4s, right? So 6 lads kind of hit on 4s, so half of them miss. Reroll, you get another 1 or 2. You're winning on 2, so maybe you drop 1. I guess you're winning on 3s, actually, right? Yeah, so you're winning on 3s, so you drop 1, maybe 2, but you reroll, so let's say you're dropping 3. Or dropping 1 and it's 3, and then it's 6 ups. Save 1 at most, and then low roll damage, and you feel no pain. I think you got unlucky with the las cannons, and the missiles, I think, again, pretty unlucky with those as well. Second Lancer watching single volley turn. Oh yeah, I mean this is the thing. Like Centurions can either rip something apart, or they go. Bleh. And when they go, bleh, that's a real problem. It's the feel no pain. Feel no pains are always swingy. These are gonna be special ones. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, right. You can also just make them knobs. Just say these are just funky looking knobs. Do you consider getting any Warhammer Joy toy figures? I haven't. Not for any particular reason. It took 3 unskippable ads to make it here. I'm so sorry. YouTube with ads is being a nasty boy. But thanks for the money. If it's another game we shot the block close, exactly right. Like the missiles with, you know, it was 63 plus. What, you had over 20 in that unit, so it would have been plus 24. No. 6 per times 3, 18. No, 24. 6 times 4. 63 to 24 shots. Missiles, like, wounding on 2s, hitting on 2s. Just 1 damage rolls over and over. For my Raven Guard can do. Yeah, that's it. Raven Guard are in an interesting... Obviously, like, Raven Guard did quite well at the WTC, but I think it has to be very specific matchups. I don't know. Because obviously they had grav cannons. So I think Centurions are still very good. It's just they're difficult to get the right angles on. I'm not checked out Malifaux yet, no. I've just not had time. I put it this way. I have spent a month making a video, basically. Less than that, because I technically... had to play the game, and then I was doing a gaming video, which took time. Then I went to that tournament. But I mean, this video has taken like 3 weeks. It was I scripted the video, and then basically rewrote the entire thing in a completely different way because I just wasn't happy with the way it was working. Like a power level stuff. That is the thing, yeah. That's more like the Age of Sigmar style, right? Where you have like a power level, and you can like cast that stuff. This codex is the most vile piece of Fuji I've ever put out. I mean, that's a pretty that's a massive overreaction. But you do you, I guess. That's the thing. I'm not in the position where I'm just like, you know, I'll just play the game. It's just like, whatever. If I go against Orks, they might be a good player, they might be a bad player. As long as they're cool and fun, I don't care. Kind of the thesis of tomorrow's video, basically. I don't really give a shit. I just like playing the game and hanging out. Like, realistically, for me at this point, Warhammer is just like a place to go hang out with people who, at least at the bare minimum, we share an interest. And so that kind of negativity where everyone whines about it, just like, you know, you are allowed to enjoy stuff, and if you don't enjoy it, you can do something else. I had a very funny comment on a YouTube video, which I just hit the guy from the channel, which was just like, I'm leaving you a pity comment for engagement, and I'm now going to leave because you're wrong about this or something. I was like, why did you make the post at all? Like, just don't say anything. You know what? Just don't. Maybe we want to go to a local tournament despite not having a single army fully built and painted. You got a goal. You think? Goal to work towards. What happened? Nothing, really. The Orc Codex looks really good, basically. The Orc Codex looks really interesting. There's a lot of very powerful stuff in there, but we don't know the points cost. And I think, overall, for me, 11th edition is cool. When is my Chrono Cup match? It's on Monday. Monday. It's just the number of spells you can cast. Oh, right, okay. So it's like... Yeah, so it's just you can cast 3 things. It doesn't matter what they... Oh, yeah, because then you have like the number of spells. What's the other one that you can do? It's like the priest version. Like the prayer version. Is that not based on power level? Play a lot of jump packs for speeders. My Raven Guard. Yeah, I am currently playing a lot of jump packs. I do want to change my list because 18 Inceptors is funny, but it's difficult. You have to be so careful with it. Like, I almost won 2 games at the ITT, the tournament, the team tournament. But I made one misplay. One of them was not even with the Inceptors. I gave him an opportunity to do a heroic intervention, which I shouldn't have. But you have to be like on the ball, fully on the ball. But I have a full army I want to play at tourneys. What some super money saving tips you can recommend? Well, it depends how much of an army you got. If you haven't got any army at all, scour second-hand places. Or make friends with people and ask to borrow an army. I don't own any Inceptors, but I borrowed like 12 of them. I'm betting on you to win. You got it, maybe. I think it's going to be an interesting game because his list is also quite skewed. He doesn't have the horrifying Samael block. The Samael plus, I think it's the command squad plus Outriders at a certain detachment. I was speaking to Toby about this because he took that kind of list to the WTC. Has like a 33-inch threat range turn 1, which is disgusting, frankly. That shouldn't be allowed. If you roll a 1, you get Torrent, but it dies. That's fun. That's awesome. Go to a friendly event at the LVO, and my first event. Never had more than 1 match in a week. I assume in Mac City, or is it just to go big or go home? You'll have a good time. Honestly, like before doing my first 2-day event, I did a couple of the tabletop tactics ones, which are 3 games in a day. And I think at the time I said to you, I could never do 2 days. Like, that's going to be way too much. And then I just suddenly decided, no, I should probably do a 2-day one, seeing as, this is my job now. And I've done 3-day events now. And they're fine. They're taxing. But the main thing is that you're going there, especially if it's a friendly event, you're going there just to hang out. Like, don't sweat it too much. Like, just play the games, chill, have fun. Have rich friends, very interesting. Well, it's not so much having rich friends. Once you get involved in like a group who all play Warhammer, it's not so much having one rich friend. It's having many friends with many options. So, and again, for example, like obviously Toby knows a bunch of people who he can get models from. I know a bunch of people I can get models from. So when I did the ITT, I needed 12 Inceptors. I didn't have a spare 12. So I actually had like 2 different people who I could borrow 6 from, which is great. When you go to Capital T tournament, the most winning stuff, what kind of people there have a good time. Exactly. Watch tomorrow's video. When tomorrow's video come out, it basically goes through this kind of thing. But I mean, the long and short of it is like, if you are someone who is very good at the game and you've dedicated a lot of time, you're becoming good at the game. You spend evenings, weekends, time off work, you spend money, you travel away from home, away from family to play this game. Are you going to spend it being a knobhead? Because if you're going to have just a terrible time and put all this effort and have an awful time, what's the fucking point? And then people aren't going to like want to deal with you because it takes too much bloody time out of your day to have to worry about that kind of shit. Nini I can't say your name, I'm so sorry. Nini Tenebrae raided with a load of viewers. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, my Twitch alerts aren't working, so you don't get the "here comes trouble." I can't speak in general. How's it going? Hope you had a good stream. We are chatting about orcs and Warhammer in general, because that's what I want to do on a Thursday evening. I mean, it legitimately is. It's kind of fun. But yeah, welcome in, Raiders. Got many friends addicted to the plastic. There you go. You see, you gotta be the dealer. You gotta be the dealer. On average, how well painted are everyone's armies at these events? I don't care to win a game. I just want my dwarf boys to look great. The higher up the table, now, not to stereotype, but the higher up the tables you go, the worse the painting gets. Unfortunately, sometimes you will come across someone who just has a beautiful army wherever. The lower down you go, the better the painting is. It's just kind of how it is. Not always, obviously. Sometimes it's not exact. That's not exact thing. But the people who are putting more time into making their stuff look good generally aren't putting the time into actually being good at the game. And then people who are good at the game need to get the models on the table, so they're pretty simple. Like, sometimes they're both. Like, sometimes people are there are fantastic painters who are also very, very good at the game. And we call them bastards. Paulie Wallace from Sky Serpent. Great guy. Excellent Drukhari player. Beautiful army. And he's a knobhead for it. he's super nice. He's very good at the game. His army looks fantastic. And you can't have all of those, because I have none of those. And that's rude. And I can't be having that. But again, for example, one of the people I played, I think his name was Ross. I played him at Beachhead. One of the best painted armies I've ever seen, but he'd barely ever played the game. Like, wonderful Dark Angels army, like, beautifully painted. He was like mostly Heresy player, so he was kind of didn't have much of the idea of the game, but you know. You guys have painted armies? Well, there you go. You see, I have a painted army. I need to get the airbrush out for the. I think if I get the airbrush out for Drukhari, I could probably get a lot of it done. If you're starting a new army, what would it be? I'm like, it's not really a new army. I do want to get my Drukhari painted, but to start a new army, it's probably going to be a Necron army. I have a bunch of stuff for a Necron Destroyer army. Almost Wonderful cares a lot more communication in terms of intention explaining your army. Very different to years ago, where half the game was surprising the other half. Yeah. The way that you play 40k now is so nice, because it's such a complicated game and people realize, like, if you want to win, you want to win based on your own tactics, and because it's an open information game, all you're doing by like trying to gotcha people is wasting time. Because if you just say, if you're like, I'm not going to tell you my rules, then you go, okay, well, I'm going to have to look up your rules and look through them every single time, or you could just tell me, because whatever. You know what I mean? We'll do Mesbook. I've played a couple of games of Mesbook. I do want to play more, because a lot of my local friends are into it and go to events and stuff. So I do want to give it a go. I have... There's something that I don't like about it. There are some things I do like about it. I need to get more time in. But again, I just don't have that time. I'm terrible at the game. It means my paint job is amazing. There you go. That's exactly what I'm saying. Can't prime any of my models because I just got some white primer. That is unfortunate, yeah. The weather here has been too good. It's been annoying. What army I've taken to the barn? It's going to be Screamer Ravens again. Like I said, I've got a couple of list ideas. Invictors are coming back. I've been tilted this entire stream. I do apologize. I'm kind of like slouching in my chair. Well, I really should just move chat into the middle screen. I have it on my left screen. But realistically, if you were just in the middle of the screen, I wouldn't have to lean. But you know what? We're having a relaxing leaning day. So if you're having a relaxing leaning day, then like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. Do you have any must-have models? The ones that have the word destroyer in them are pretty good. I pretty much have most. I have like 2 of those 500 worlds boxes I need to sort out. I've got some Scorpex somewhere as well. Who's better, Aethan Shan or Caven Shrike? They're both good for different reasons. If you're playing Shadow Mark Talon, you cannot go without Aethan Shan. But you can go without Caven Shrike. But if you're not playing Shadowmark Talon, you could probably go without Aether Shan, but you do want Cave and Shrike. Is my opinion on the matter. But they're both good. Not as good as Vulcan Heaston, because Vulcan Heaston is disgusting, and I hate him. I love him because he's awesome, but I hate him because he's too strong. Enjoy the Disco Centurions. That's cool. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're aiming for one win, like realistically, I would rather go 0-5 and have a great time than 5-0 and have a shit time. Honestly, and like, yeah, that's the thing. Did Gork and Mork not get buffed? Yeah, they got 2 up saves now, base, I think. Getting 16 intercessors. Have to build 2 squads of assault terminators on a regular terminator box. All that before Monday. Oof, good luck. Why 16 intercessors? Why not a multiple of 5? Or have you already got 4? Oh, I'm yawning. It's too early to be yawning. It's only 40 minutes into the stream. I shouldn't be yawning. How dare I? It's Necrosaur Amantar. I think... Did I get Necrosaur? Did I get open the door, sit on the floor, everyone do the Necrosaur? I did. Is that him there? It is. I do have Necrosaur. I'm going to do the Necrosaur Amantar. The best must-have models are the ones you think are the coolest for Centurions. Exactly. Which should be the same thing. Any discount codes on my merch? Not at the moment. Did you go time playing Dark Tide? Awesome. Really slow painting. I mean, that's the thing. Like, at this point, my painting is kind of not regressed so much, but it's definitely not as good as it because it could be, because I usually do it for an event. But it's fine. I've done the Vanguard vets from the from Armageddon. All their swords are different swords from Majora's Mask. So it's like Akiri sword, Razor sword, Gilded sword, Great Fairy sword, and Fierce Deity sword. Not very good, but it's something. Ooh. Could be interesting to see the Flamer stick, with them being 3 attacks and a D6. That is an interesting one. I do wonder if that will stick, because I have seen some Flamers that are still D6, like some random torrent weapons. You might say 60 if you had 60 intercessors to do, then Jesus, I'm so sorry. You already had 4. That makes sense. You already had 4. Yeah, Necrosaur is a nasty, nasty man. Think we would get warp-powered Korax before you get world champion? Probably. I'm not going to get world I'm never going to be a world champion. Let's be real. Maybe one day I could get a 5-0 at a GT. But... not for a while. Not unless, like, the meta really favors me, or I just suddenly get very good. Because I still supposed to make loads of mistakes. Like, just tons. Like, when I play against Toby, like, the kind of... it's obvious the kind of stuff I should be doing, but it's also, like, not. And when he played against me, like, he moved his... when he was playing against me with my army. And the way he moved turn 1 really surprised me, because I was like... I feel like you're throwing a lot away. But then I fucked it up anyway. What's the Eldar equivalent? The Eldar equivalent is Wraith. Wraithguard and Wraith Blade. That's the Eldar one. Kind of, not really. There's not really a proper one. They're a close-ish, kind of. Oh no, fucking yawning, Jesus. What paint am I using? I use Citadels mostly. Mostly base and layer, to be honest. Def shots and -1 damage, that's pretty cool. First time I bought Sanguinary Guard, my first model's paint. And recommendations? I mean, probably Retributor. Retributor's pretty good. Your other option, which I found made a quite nice gold, it's a weird version. And it kind of works. is if you put silver underneath, like even like a light silver, and then go with is it Nazdrag yellow? The contrast paint, it makes an interesting looking gold. But you know, the metallics are pretty good mostly. If it's streaking, you may also need to shake it more. Don't know. Retribute armor is one of those ones that does pretty well for me, usually. Ugh. I need to hydrate. Everyone hydrate. Hydrate time. If you're not hydrating, then you'll be fine probably. Runelord Brass, then Retributor Armor? Oh, interesting. That is interesting. I will say, Gaz Thracker's new datasheet is insane. It's really cool, though. But also terrifying. Like, I love the fact that he's got a single extra attack headbutt, which is like strength 14, D3 plus 3 precision. That's great. That's very funny. Or it will be until it like one-shots strike. And I'm like, great. Orks Claw is insane. You basically just don't want this thing anywhere near you. And yet, interestingly, the strength of Gazkul is still the same strength as an Invicta War Suit. Which is very stupid. Time to bet my life savings support next GT. If you're betting against me to lose, that's a great bet. Actually, no. Bet against me to lose, because that should be a surefire bet. But based on how just fate and chance and happenstance works, I'll win that GT. The one time you bet against me, I'll win. Oh, he'll 100% get a points increase. 100%. He's just he's just way better across the board. I think people who were saying like, oh, the boys datasheet is there's too many rules. I feel like I would rather have that many rules on the battle line to make people want to take the battle line. Like the core of their army should have stuff on it. But also it is very much it's very simple. Like once a battle, you get +1 to hit. In the fight phase, you get lethals. And you can do an action while you're in combat. That's not that difficult. That's what they with big old guys from orbit. I mean, that honestly, dropping down Centurions will kill Gaz very easily. Or Inceptors. Probably gets through Gaz pretty quick. And Inceptors killed a Bloodthirster in one volley. You're betting that I go 5-0 at my next GT. And there's a 2k army riding on this. Listen, I don't want to tell you how to gamble, but that feels like a tough ask. Yeah, and Gaz not leading anything is nice because you don't have to then go through all the bloody boys. Bardian Logic, thank you for the subscription with Prime. You Overwatch Magnus Death with a Land Raider. You are awful, but also great because that sounds horrifying. Hey, BRX, how's it going? Yeah, someone's got a 2k army on the line, which is it's also funny if I just lose the first game and you just like, okay, there you go, that's it. And then I go 4-1, which would be even funnier. I did Overwatch a lot of a Huron Blackheart squad with a Land Raider Redeemer. Hey, Alec Man, thank you very, very much for the 23 months.
Hope everything is going well today.
It is going well. I am tired. I feel like Thursday evening streams have just become Paul is tired and is going to just blab, which I think is fun. I do have other things on my mind. I've got more gaming channel stuff to do as well. But I didn't do a gaming channel video for 7 months. Released a gaming channel video. It's already got over 400,000 views. Like, cool. Why am I spending a month making a Warhammer video? Oh, dear me. A lot of success with Flamestorm Aggressors. I have played against some Flamestorm Aggressors. I think they are pretty good. I don't know where they fit in my list. The problem I have with my list right now is I've got way too much damage too. And Flamestormer Aggressors don't fit that. And if I wanted that profile, I would take Hammer Terminators. Go to Warhammer World soon. I was thinking of buying Inceptors, Aggressors, and Hellblasters. What are your current opinions on those units? Do you think you should take them in Dark Angels army? I mean, Hellblasters in Dark Angels is going to be good because of Plasma. There is a Plasma thing for it. Inceptors are also very, very good. If you are Dark Angels, again, Plasma is probably best. There is a way to magnetize it. I didn't bother because I'm lazy. And I like the Bolters. Bolters for Shadow Mark are very, very good. I think they are actually better than Plasma. Although the Plasma was nice when it was needed. Was it? Honestly, the Bolter is just better than the Plasma for me. Aggressors are also very cool. I like them. It'll be interesting to see where they go. At the moment, I think they're too cheap. But again, that's mostly for like Ultramarines because you can put them with Calgar. Oh, that's one thing I did do at the ITT. I did like very early precision out Calgar. I just got in there, like just punched Calgar out and was like, okay, you don't have any command points anymore. I was like, hell yeah. Will Hot Take Court return soon? Probably at some point in the future, soon-ish. I'm taking a break from, like, doing those kind of streams just because I'm still, like, the amount of stuff I'm doing videos, and I'm doing a lot of collabs at the moment, which is messing with stuff. Like, when I get to Thursday, I'm just like, I can't be bothered to look through a bunch of pictures. I'm very lazy. Woe is me. I know, right? Hot Take Court is one of those ones which I do like doing. Probably won't make a video about it. The last Hot Take... I'll still do the streams, but the last, I think the last Hot Take Court stream video, and especially the last, Pile of Shame video didn't do very well. I think the algorithm's kind of moved on for me, and I need to do more game-based stuff. I'll obviously continue to explore, like, different stuff, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. What are your thoughts on me using Moot Green at all of my models' bases? I mean, if you're going for the 80s army vibe, that is basically a requirement, yes. Warhammer videos are indeed poggers. But did you know that if I just put a game on for 23 days in the background and then made a video about that in like a day, it does better? I have another series I want to do with the gaming channel, but I imagine it won't do at all well, and it's going to be annoying. Because I feel like YouTube has done the thing where it's like, okay, your gaming channel is now specifically a World Box channel. I'm like, no thank you, I'd like to do other things on that channel. We'll see how it goes. Who has an army you're afraid to go against in the Chrono Cup? I don't want to go up against Eddie 2 volts. That's just like a nightmare. Like, I don't have the army to go into that. I think I could probably handle... Let me have a look at the red. Who's in there? So, if I lose, I go against Bertie or Chaos Coterie. I don't fancy my chances in that one. If I win, I go up against Hal, the Amber King. He's got 1,000 Suns. It seems pretty standard. Grand Coven 1,000 Suns should be okay. Jordan Slamtech said this is interesting because it's going to flip. I think I need to play that one more conservatively than I expect, and I need my Inceptors and Centurions to kind of play double duty when it comes to killing stuff. If I win that, I'll be against either Trevi or Abby, and both of Abby's army I think is better for me than Trevi's. If I lose, it'll be... If I lose and then beat Bertie, that'll be loser of 14, which is Horma 1 or General Bradley, which are both okay. I think I could probably beat Horma 1. I think his army's good, but he's got Beasts of Nurgle, which I don't have a problem with. The Fellblade might be more interesting. We'll see. What do I think about Major Kill Mini? He's got Tiberus and he's great. I no idea. I haven't had any. I don't know any of his models, to be honest. Just gotta roll sixes? Exactly, right? Just gotta roll sixes. The reason I dare to make funny skew lists. Hell yeah. Keep doing that. I think I'm gonna kind of do a bit more of the trying. And then go back to some skew lists. I have been trying to get another 18th Centurion list on the works. I'm looking at like Orbital Strike Force and going like, can I get like an Orbital Strike Force with Land Raiders dropping in a bunch of Centurions and then have another big squad of 6 Centurions somewhere? My favorite Space Marine unit? I like Centurions. I do like the Storm Raven. I like Invictors. I like Strike with Vanguard. I love Vanguard Vets. They're fun. I kind of like Repulsors and Repulsor Executioners. They're kind of cool. Brutalis is fun. There's a lot of cool stuff in Space Marines. How many Ravens could Raven Guard guard if Raven Guard could guard Ravens? At least 1. But probably maybe even 2. But we don't know. Combat videos are very fun, and one of the main reasons I started 4K. Hell yeah. Quick question, what do you think about Blade Guard veterans being more expensive for Blood Angels? It makes sense. Because Blade Guard veterans for Blood Angels are terrifying. Like, any sort of melee, any sort of, like, quite strong melee needs to be more careful in Blood Angels. Just because they can make that punch up so much harder. And you can also join Sanguinary Priest to them, which also is one of the reasons they're more expensive. I do like Blade Guard. I think they are good. But at the moment, they're kind of outshone by Terminators, especially with Librarius Conclave. Like, Librarius Conclave with... Like, Shadowmax Talon and Librarius Conclave is now just you have 2 big bricks of Terminators and then some other stuff. What's the plural of Brutalis? It's Brutalises. Black Veterans are legit my favorite unit Space Marines. I mean, they are very, very cool. I have 6. And honestly, they are very easy to put in most lists. Like, at worst, you put a Blade... I'm so glad I painted my Blade Guard Ancient, because it's so cheap. And it's just a place that you can put a... you just plonk an enhancement on. So actually, like, a deep striking Blade Guard Ancient with 6 Blade Guard is really, really good because they're all OC2. And I think actually they might work quite well in my current list because of the need to play Take and Hold. But that also then takes away like another thing. And also you could do the same thing with Terminators. It's kind of weird. Caliswell, thank you for subscribing with Prime over on the Twitch. Thank you very much. How's it going? What's a good motivator for building, painting models? I have some Tau models built, but I need to buy some, build more, and paint up to 50 models. The thing is, I don't really have motivation, but for me, it's having an event that I have to paint them for. Because what that does, 1, obviously it gives you a time pressure, but 2, it makes it so unless unless you really, really want to be precious with it, it does make you have to go that'll do, which is, I think, honestly, a very positive thing. Because whenever I've gone that'll do and put it down and like done the base and it looks okay, I'll come back the next day and go, you know what, actually it looks fine. That looks pretty cool. And then I don't have to worry about like getting everything perfect. 9 Sandguard, 12 Blade Guard veterans. Oh damn. I mean, that is a good army. That's a fun army. What's your detachments? Spite is a powerful motivator. Spite is a powerful motivator. Spite is a very powerful motivator. That's something everyone has to remember. We love Spite. We love Spite, we love Sprite. Both things are very cool. What's the current song? Good question. The current song is Space Invader by Lupus Nocta. It's a banger. I'll paint a model and think it looks fine. The next day I'll look at it again and hate it. Really? That's interesting. Like, I always find, because I've been like having the model right up to my face all the time and I can see all like tiny mistakes, if I put it down and leave and come back the next day, I'll not be able to see them as well, and then it will look fine. Also, because the paint will have dried fully, it makes the color like more cohesive. Never turned to how strict are they on kit bash models? Got a couple of extra marshals, being apart, all GW plastic, most of the kits roughly proper looking. I have been to GW tournaments and no one has given a shit. Like, not a solitary one. In fact, most people go, that's a cool kit bash. Someone had at a GW event, again, it was all off the GW parts, but they had a full converted AdMech army made from Seraphon. I used my 3D printed, I mean, I probably shouldn't have, but I had like loads of 3D printed parts from Vanguard vets, no one cared. I have a 3D printed proxy that I use for Shrike. I had a proper one for the GW event, but again, no one cared. And outside of GW events, no one gives a shit. Like, legitimately, WYSIWYG is basically dead. Like, as long as you're not taking the piss with it. Like, people like to go to tournaments and go, that's a cool ass model. Like, that's a cool kit bash. I would rather see a whack-ass kit bash that maybe I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it just looks cool. So don't worry about it. You're trying to figure out a fun SKU list with obliterators and mutilators and teleport detachment, but the obliterators are only able to come down in 2s. Sucks, because you just don't have the volume fine. Yeah. You gotta basically be really careful with them. You kind of have to use them as scalpels, which is the problem I'm having with Inceptors and Centurions. Because if you bring them down in the wrong place at the wrong time, they just die. And you need to have the uppy downy to like get more stuff out of them. Oh, I went small at some point. I got real small. I don't know how I did that. Cool. Pendant first with Librarian with Emulator. Super nice. Don't worry about... you don't need to tell me about Infernus and Librarians. That's what the video tomorrow is about. But tomorrow's video is about the game I played as Salamanders. It's been a while since I made a video like this. For those who haven't been around for... I don't remember the last time I had an insane breakdown video. Was it L-shaped ruins? Has it been that long? It's a fun one. You'll have fun. Don't worry. You'll have fun. Want to start Dark Angels Army, but I only currently have the start set from 11th edition. Is there a place I can look for 1k lists? Any recommendation of where to go next? You should, if you like Dark Angels, you should go and check out Tactical Rock 40k. He's a competitive player. He's the person who is coaching me. He's a super nice guy. He got drunk after the first day of our team tournament and still managed to just canker the shit out of people. And he recently went to WTC and went like 6-1 with Dark Angels. Don't know about 1k lists, but if you want to know all about Dark Angels, he's your guy. That's Tactical Rock 40k. Just all your Dark Angels, you should go here. Yeah, go to Callous Wolf and just give him your Dark Angels. He'll if you invest Dark Angels into Callous Wolf, he will, with smart investments, give you some models in return. I believe it is some sort of... Here's the problem I came up with here. I'm gonna be so real. I was trying to think of how you could make a pun with something Dark Angels and Ponzi scheme. But I'm going to be so real, I think those two things just don't mesh as a joke. So if anyone has any Ponzi scheme / Dark Angels based jokes, then please let me know. Answer the postcard, please. Finally make start playing. I started in 7th. Hell yeah. 11th is a lot of fun. 11th is basically like the right balance point, I think, between 9th and 10th. Based on what we've seen. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning again. What's my opinion on the game Horus Heresy? We went through the rules at one point. It looks kind of an interesting game. I don't think I'll play it, but it looks interesting. Just started and you're working on Necrons? Hell yeah. I believe Lionel Ponzi, yeah. I'm sure there's like some sort of investment banking lingo that you could link to something in Dark Angels. Ponzazazel, I guess. Ponzriel, I don't know. I'll tell you my Ponzi scheme joke, but I need a nickel first. What are my thoughts on epic 40k? I love it when 40k is epic, when it's really cool. I know what you mean. It looks fun. It looks interesting. I feel like if I ever make a gamble, which is like I'm gonna buy a Titan and build it, I'll just get an epic scale version. I'm like, haha. That is more entertaining to watch. That's interesting. I guess actually you think about it, like 11th has more. 11th is kind of easier to watch, I guess. Is it? I don't know. What's your opinion on Horus Engine models using 40k with Legends or proxy rules? Not even Legends, just 40k models for proxies are cool. You want a proxy and a 40k model to 30k model to use a 40k? Go for it. Just Heresy Arms, what would it be? It'd be probably Raven Guard. With probably Saturnines. And a Knight Lancer, because I've got one of them. No Wall of Titan build on stream? Absolutely not. I do not want any sort of Titan. Like, there's rumors of there being a Warhound Titan in plastic. I'm like, no. No, thank you. I mean, never say never, but also meh. Deathwing Ponzi Knight. Not really a pun, it's just adding the word Ponzi to Deathwing Knight. But I appreciate the effort. Investor champion instead of Interrogator champion? Getting there, we're getting there. Love new footprint objectives. It is cool. It did an absolute nightmare for my merch. The real, just absolute problem. But also, it's just a lot nicer, and it kind of looks cooler. Oh yeah, sorry, I keep yawning. That might be a sign of things. A sec. Do you think the Jets change is good, more immersive? Yeah, definitely. What's your thoughts on the Armageddon box? Me and my wife got it since she's doing Orks. Good box. Got some good stuff in it. Everything a growing Space Marine player needs. The land speed is cool. The Vanguard vet's cool. And the other stuff is cool. I really like the heavy bolter and Radicators. I need to get them in my army because they're really cool. They're a lot of fun. A lot of fun, a lot of cool shit. More merch suffered, so we must buy more merch. I am speaking to them at the moment to see if I can get some of the templates. Right, I am gonna head off. So don't run anywhere. I'm gonna YouTube. We're gonna raid on Liam Dempsey. Twitch. We're gonna raid Katie. Katie plays 40k. We're gonna raid there, raid here, raid everywhere. Tomorrow is a video. Look forward to tomorrow's video. Hell yeah, video. It's a good video. I'm proud of this one. I think. We'll see. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I need to actually press start raid. Cool. So over on Twitch, we're going to say hello. Just say hello, and just kind of be polite. YouTube, let's go say hello to Liam Dempsey. But thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. How do I do this? I rate now, don't I? There, right now.